Survivor Specialist Phil and Will are back along with Alexa. We're going to be doing our first season 34 fantasy game. Preseason has begun. We've just decided we have a lot of things left.
Well,
to
the official
here.
preseason has not begun.
For us, it has. For us, it seems like it has.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so mark this day down in your calendars as the day that the preseason begins. Will, you want to talk about Chris real quick? What happened with the Chris interview, all that stuff?
I mean, it was just a total bummer, we apologize to Chris, apologize to people who are waiting to hear the interview, and we had Brett in the live chat, like he was there. I mean, it's Google Hangouts was just down for like a half hour, and it was happening to be the half hour that we were scheduled to interview Chris, and it just didn't work out. That's why we're doing this today. We want to get our fantasy games going because we want to have time to reschedule that interview with Chris. We want to do kind of a secondary cast assessment when the bios come out, the interviews. So we'll do a little mini cast assessment. If you want to see our full cast assessment, you can check it out. It's from probably 7 months ago. It's from a while ago.
From the summer.
Yeah, it was from a while ago, and we were pretty harsh on the cast, but we are super excited. We were just kind of confused about why some of these people are on the season, and it's a weird mix of people, so we weren't that positive about it. But you can still listen to our negativity. We are excited for the season, though.
Yeah, and that's why we'll get it underway. I mean, we still have over a month until it comes out, but we're going to be tight. We have a lot of podcasts we want to do. And if we can get the interview with Chris rescheduled, it would be great. Yeah, so
that really was just a freak.
They were doing an update. That's all it was. They were doing an update. There was nothing we could do. It came back on at I don't even remember what time, but it came back on right at it was either 11:30 or noon. It came right back on, and there was just nothing we could do. I mean, we couldn't make Chris wait for an hour. It was just bad timing, unlucky, and we're really hoping we'll reach out to him. We're really hoping we can get it rescheduled. Soon enough. So we're going to do fantasy draft today. And instead of having a Phantom tribe, we're going to have an Alexa tribe, which is, I think, better than a Phantom tribe. I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but I mean, I think it's better than
it's way better.
Just slightly better than a Phantom tribe.
It's we have a human.
The only thing that I like about the Phantom tribe is if it beats one of us, it is pretty funny. Now, if one of us comes in last, it's not because our tribe was so bad. It's because if I lose, you two are so great. Alexa picked a really good tribe. You picked a really good tribe. That would, if I come in last, that's the reason.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have each pick 6 people. 2 people going to be left over. So there will be a mini Phantom tribe. If that 2 people, I might still score it just to see if it beats Will, because I'm pretty sure Will lost to the Phantom tribe last season. And I'm pretty sure he lost handedly to the Phantom tribe last season. I
don't know what happened last season. I thought I had a good tribe. Did I? Wait,
you made fun of my tribe the whole time.
I had Adam on my team, didn't I?
You did, but that was the only shining light on your team.
Wait, so did you ever score it? I might have come back and won because the winner.
You didn't win.
Okay, but I probably beat the Phantom.
This sounds rigged.
You know what? I think you did beat the Phantom tribe. I think.
Yeah, don't say I lost the Phantom tribe when I had the winner on my team.
Yeah, maybe you did. I don't know. I was up to you by I was up on you by 50 points going into the finale, so I didn't even score it. But this year we have.
I bet I won.
We have the website now, so maybe we can throw it up there so people can actually follow along. We're making it super simple this year too, because in the past we've made it so complicated that it actually is annoying to score. And then you have to go back and rewatch episodes and all this stuff. And since we're going to be doing prop bet, we're going to be doing boot list. We have a lot of things to score anyway, so we're doing this super simple. We're just going to do days lasted. So if somebody gets voted off on day 3, you get 3 points from them. A correct idle play is 3 points. The winner is 10. And if you win individual immunity, that's 2 points. That's all we're doing. Making it much simpler than last year, where you would seriously have to go back and rewatch an episode 2 or 3 times to make sure that you had everything right. And if you forgot to score it 1 week, it was over. It was just a disaster. So that's our change, our big change for this year. And since we have 3 people, we can't really rock it out, right? For just the beginning here. So we'll do, I guess. Yeah. I say
no,
rock it out.
We're doing a rock drop.
Yeah, I don't know. Me and Will were singing before the episode started, so maybe we could do that. But so Will, you want to call it out? We're gonna do
odds and evens. You either put 1 or 2 fingers out, and the person who is alone, they get the first pick, and then the two people will do rock, paper, scissors. So on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alexa,
We all did
yeah,
two.
we all did too.
Okay, we gotta go
does
again.
nothing.
All right.
And Alexa, put your hand in front of the camera, you cheater.
Oh, am I? Okay,
Yeah.
how about now? We good?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you have 2 screens.
All right,
ahead.
1, 2, 3.
I
Oh,
can't
so
speak
Alexa
now.
goes first.
Alexa goes first. That's a little late, Alexa,
Okay.
but
I think it's delayed. I think she's cheating. It's cool.
Okay, if you guys think there's some collusion, we can redo it. But I'm just saying.
no. I think that's good. Alexa's first time having a team.
Yeah.
She gets to go first. I think
don't
that's
know, now
fair.
I got all this pressure now.
Yeah.
I was not intending to go first, but here we are.
I think I also think that we go
No,
we're snaking this one, right? We're snaking this one, right?
No, we're not snaking.
Why? So Alexa's gonna go first every time. With 3 people, dude, there's a bigger difference than just with 2.
Hold on. Let's figure out between me and you first, okay?
Wait, so now if
No,
Will goes
now-
second, we don't snake. But if Will goes third, we're snaking. 100%. That's what we're doing.
I don't think we
Let's
should
decide
snake because
before
it's
you guys go back and forth.
okay. I don't think we should snake, and here's why. Like, I get it for fantasy football because you have a clear ranking of players that have like stats and points. These are these are people, and if you have like Alexa, yeah, she gets to go first, but there's not one clear first pick like there is in fantasy sports. This is like there's only
You saying Alexa's gonna
certain
make a
amount of
crappy
people.
pick?
No, I'm
but
saying, like,
he makes the point
the
that
unfair-
my priority could be different from Will's priority, who could be different from Phil's priority.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's like a clear, you got to get this person. And if Alexa gets to go first, wait, she doesn't get to go until the 6th pick. I don't think that's fair. I
Fine,
don't
dude.
think-
You
I
know
think-
what? I'm fine with it. That's fine. We don't have to snake it. But I'm telling you, you're gonna get third, and you're gonna want to snake it. It's gonna happen.
I don't.
All right,
I mean,
I'm
I
going to be
don't.
the commissioner of this.
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
your rock, paper,
So you do
scissors
rock,
ready.
paper, scissors, then shoot, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, then go.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I cut you, bro.
I can't see Phil.
Phil, you kind of put your hand down here and it popped up a scissors.
Yeah, you're a little
Dude, it was
different,
scissors. I can't.
I believe you. I believe you. I'll go
Me and
third.
Alexa are cheating.
I'm gonna go third with
though.
no
It's-
snake
it's-
draft and
everything
still
is
win.
ruined.
Are you? You're confident in yourself, huh? After
Mhm.
last year's,
Right. I had the
mean,
winner. I had
you
picked the
did.
winner.
You did. All right. Well, let's. Andrea, Phil hates me. I'm trying to read the thing. All right. So Alexa, if you want to start it off, I mean, you can make a bad first pick. Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess my first terrible pick. Yeah, I mean, I guess going into this, I didn't necessarily think that this would who I was going to pick first, but I'm going to take JT.
I think that's a good
I
pick.
think. Thank you, Will. I appreciate it. I don't know. I think in the grand scheme of winners who are on this season, he would probably be the least threatening. I think Sander being a double winner and Tony being the winner that he is, there will be a lot more attention on them. And the two of them are allegedly going to be on the same tribe. I don't know. I think he'd be a calming force. I think he's a very likable, could be under the radar to start off. I think he'd be a challenge threat. I think he could find idols. I think he's the full package. And I think there are a lot of other personalities that are way more intense than his that will probably be earlier targets.
I also think because he got like shown as like a kind of a buffoon a little bit in Heroes versus Villains. Not that it's really as bad of a move as it came out to be, but like, doing that whole idol thing, I don't think people are looking at him as much of a threat as they would have had he not played on Heroes versus Villains. Like if it was just coming off token chains, I think JT is screwed. But I think like Heroes versus Villains definitely damaged the JT myth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's the more recent taste they have in their mouth. Heroes versus Villains rather than token chains. So I think he can do well.
So are you picking JT in terms of like that's a solid pick to make the merge and it's like safe, or do you think he has like a legitimate shot to win this game?
So I definitely think he could make the merge. In terms of winning, yeah, I think if he got to the end, it could be a bit of a Sandra effect and like, okay, you won once. And he plays a very different game than Sandra does. So I think he could, if he's sitting there, I think he could definitely win.
Got it. All right.
Cool.
Phil, pressure's on.
I'm going Michaela. We have talked to so many people from this season who just absolutely love Michaela and keep saying that Michaela is going to do very well in the season. And I'm going to take their word for it. Brett said it. Sunday said it. Adam said it. Jessica said it. I don't even think Jessica played with her, but Jessica, I think, even said it. Like, Michaela is like a huge threat in this game. Nobody knows her. And I'm banking on, she got so blindsided, she might be a little bit less trusting this season. And I'm really, really pumped to have Michaela on my team.
Yeah. My only thing, I don't know if I've said this before. I forget if I said it to you, Phil, or we were on air, but at the reunion of Millennials vs. Gen X, she said that watching the scene back with her and the Shells, that's like what it clicked in her mind when she was watching that, why she got voted off. And so that she played and she hadn't seen that scene and that hadn't clicked for her yet. So I fear that maybe she's going to go play the same game she played in Millennials vs. Gen X. She'll do great pre-merge and then, maybe she makes the merge, but at some point they'll be like, all right, we got to get Michaela out of here. So,
but I think that on this season, there are big threats no matter what that are going to hit this merge. And Michaela seriously might be the best challenge competitor other than Ozzy out there. Like, she actually might be the second best. And like, I'm saying that over Malcolm, over Caleb. Like, I really believe that she could end up being the second best challenge competitor out there. But because she's a woman, I really do believe that she might be overlooked from some of these other, like Tony's just going to look like a scarier competitor when you hit the merge than Michaela. And Michaela, I think, kind of snuck up on people in this season with being as good at challenges as she was. And I think she could do it to these castaways who know each other, don't know Michaela, and aren't going to realize how crazy good she really is until it's too late.
How big of an effect do you think it is that they haven't seen Michaela and Zeke play? Do you think they're going to be like...
I think that's huge.
I think it's huge, but I also think it benefits them that it's not like a heroes versus villains. Because when you throw... If this was heroes versus villains again and they threw Zeke on villains and Michaela on heroes, Zeke goes home first vote because of what happened with Russell. And so because it's not divided like that and it's just kind of divided in like this really random way, I really believe that Michaela has a great chance to go far here.
Okay, got it. With the third pick in the Phil and Will plus Alexa Survivor Season 34 Game Changers Draft, I'm taking Troyzan.
Love Troyzan.
Love Troyzan.
Travis Hero D, he messaged Phil and I on Twitter and said, what did he say, Phil? He said he does like this pool where each person picks one player and whoever player wins is the winner. And he sent us the available players left. And the only person, I think, Phil, you went with Haley, right?
I went with Haley, yeah.
And I went with Troyzan because that was like, I didn't see that many good people left. I think there had already been a lot of people taken in his pool. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I got Troyzan. That's pretty good. He's on a season that it's not that popular. I don't think people go back and rewatch One World all that often. At least I couldn't even get through it when I tried. So I think he can be like an under the radar player, but he's going to play hard. He's going to be someone I think that makes the merge because they don't look at Troyzan as like this guy who's going to strategize and like deceive you. He's just like, he's probably going to work out at camp, will be good in the challenges for you. So I'm pretty confident Troyzan will at least make the merge. And then why can't Troyzan win? Why not?
Oh, Troyzan could definitely win. And I really believe that, Kim ran circles around the guys out there. He was the only guy she didn't run circles around. It's just that every time he tried to make a move, he was telling a buffoon every single time, like, we need to make this happen.
Yeah,
and we have to check with Kim.
You have Jay out there. You have Jonas, Tarzan that were just like, they
Leaf,
just didn't see
Michael,
it. Yeah,
they were all just
crazy.
players.
They were all just blind. And Troyzan's like the only one that really tried to get something going. And that season, once he went, the season's over.
And if you read the Survivor magazine, it was a top 10 moment when he said that, that this was his island. I mean, obviously in the history of Survivor, that was a top 10 moment. Like, it's just how it is. So how could you not pick a guy who's part of a top 10 moment of Survivor, right? Well,
there you go.
I think it'll be fun to watch him with a more competitive group of people too. I think that'll be pretty enjoyable to watch. So I totally get that pick.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all have pretty good first round picks except for Phil.
Wow. 2 out of 3 people have good picks. Well, Alexa, make a pick in the second round that'll make Will change his mind.
Okay, so my second terrible pick in the before Game Changers fantasy draft is Haley.
Oh, you
That is
took
who
her
I'm
from me.
going with. Well, you took Michaela from me, so this is.
You know what?
ultimately
We should
fair.
we should do a snake draft actually.
You know, we should switch it up.
I mean,
think,
Haley was going to be my number one. I changed my mind at the last second.
Wow. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that works out in a couple months. I think again because there's so many big personalities on the season. I think she's a step below in terms of large personalities. Again, kind of with the Troyzan mindset, she was on a season that wasn't extremely likable. So again, people are going to be looking to other people first. And I don't know, she's very likable. I think she could do well. I think she could be a Trish to Tony. I think if Tony's going to try to play the game that he played last time, he's going to need another Trish. And I think she could do well at that. That's why I'm picking Hallie.
Yeah, I think that Mana tribe, and I'm looking at the tribe division now, I think that tribe is so much more interesting. And I know we're going to talk about that and like the other thing, but I just think that Mana tribe, I mean, you have Tony, Troyzan, Michaela, Sandra, Haley, Sierra, Aubrey, Varner, and Caleb, and Malcolm. That tribe is so much more.
Is crazy, yeah.
That is a stacked tribe.
Like if they lose and they go to tribal, I don't even know who'd be the first person voted off because like you would think like, oh, Sierra, not that strong, but also like a good social player. Then you have a 2-time winner, and then you have like Aubrey, who's dangerous, and Tony, who's insanely dangerous, and Varner, who's kind of
Malcolm.
Weak, it's insane. Like it's insane. That tribe is absolutely insane.
I think Haley is safe on that tribe. That's why I love the Haley pick. And yeah, out of all those people, she's probably the least threatening.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm happy with my pick.
Wow. So you kind of ruined my day there, Alexa. I gotta think who I want here at in my second one. I'm gonna go with Caleb because I don't think they get rid of him. I don't know if he can necessarily win the entire game, although I do think he's likable enough, and I think I just don't think he's cutthroat enough to win it, but I do think he's likable enough. And I think that because he's such a physical presence, that tribe is going to try to get rid of like the more dangerous physical presences first, like Tony and Malcolm. Like they're always going to want to try to get rid of those two, I feel like, before Caleb. So I think I like Caleb, especially in this whole days lasted thing. I think he goes pretty deep into the merge on this season.
Yeah, I think you can say Caleb is going to make the merge. I really, especially on that tribe. And of course, there's going to be a swap that he can get screwed by, but you got to like his odds. Because people just don't know his game. He got, medevac so early. People just don't know. And from what they saw, he's just like a good all-around guy, worked hard, busted his ass in the challenge, and,
passes out.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say about Caleb. I just, I feel like he's going to go deep. And since we're doing days lasted, I feel like that's like a safe pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's also in the grand scheme of, physical threats. I think there are a lot of people who, contestants would be more afraid of than him. So good pick, Phil.
Yeah, I think so. Who you got, Will? Who's your second?
This is not a safe pick. I can tell you that right now.
God.
Oh, no.
This, for me, I just don't want either of you to have Tony on your team. I just don't. That doesn't sit well with me.
Tony.
I need Tony on my team because I love Tony and I want to root for Tony. And yeah, he's a winner, crazy guy. But we just talked about this tribe. I don't know. Everyone's picking this tribe. I guess no, we have Ozzy from the other one. And JT. Or no one's picked Ozzy yet. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Tony, I'm rooting for Tony, man.
Spoiler.
I want Tony to win. So I just want him on my team. Probably a bad pick. He's a huge threat, but he can. What if he finds an idol? Like he's gonna find idols. He's gonna go crazy. I love watching Tony play. I want him on my TV screen for as many days as possible. So I want my fantasy team to align with my interest in watching the season.
And I think that's a good point. Like for me, Michaela and Caleb, I'm rooting for both of them because like I think they both kind of got screwed on their seasons. One by like a crazy move, and the other just by falling, prey to just the heat. And I really want to root for them because I think they both had a lot left to offer. And I think they're two of the more intriguing castaways on this season. because we haven't seen nearly as much of them as we probably should have in their first season.
Yeah, that's totally fair. And also, we just never said this. Are we going to read comments? We'll read a few comments, right? If people want to.
Yeah, we'll read the Twitter comments and everything. I mean, we don't want to like make the fantasy draft thing like suddenly all about like season 33. Like we want to try to keep it pretty relevant to 34.
Right.
Obviously, if questions like about like for Chris, we're not going to read those. We're going to try to wait until that happens.
Oh, obviously. So. Yeah. I'm not talking about those comments.
Yeah. All right. So I guess Alexa's up now.
All right. I am a little thrown off because Phil took Caleb. I think I'm going to go with Zeke. I think kind of with the Michaela and Caleb, in that realm of people that the rest of the contestants haven't seen, I think that will put him at an advantage. I think I'm curious to see how he fares in his tribe, if he'll emerge as a leader like he did last time. Hopefully he tones that down a little bit more and sort of feels the room before he, pits up against the season 34 version of David. But I think he's at a huge advantage because they don't know much about him. He's immediately likable. Everyone liked him early on. I think he'll at the very least make the merge and, not much of a challenge threat, so they won't get rid of him for that. So yeah, I'm going to Zeke.
He's also on a tribe with Ty, which is interesting because I think they could really bond because, I guess did Zeke see Ty's season before he went out there or no?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. Okay, I think that he could really bond there because I think they're going to have a lot in common. And I think like Zeke is going to naturally go towards Ty as opposed to going towards JT, Ozzy, or Brad. So I think I think that could be really interesting. And I could see like them and some of the women like Sari and Andrea and, Sierra maybe trying to go after some of the bigger guys.
And I think Ty could be a calming force for him, especially if he does go out guns a-blazing like last time. Ty could kind of, well, I guess he couldn't calm down Scott and Jason too much, but he was definitely a yin to their yang, and I think he can be like that for Zeke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good pick. I'm gonna go.
It's getting tough now. I'm like staring at these. It's getting really difficult.
This is getting hard.
I'm like, all these people, they're huge threats. They're gonna get. I mean, these are game changers. And then there's people that like didn't do anything to change the game, and that's why they might be threats because people are like, we got to get that person out. They're gonna want to, they're gonna be under the radar. Do you think like the Kelly Wentworth effect will people realize that? Like, will the metagame happen where look what Kelly did? Like, no one remembered her from San Juan del Sur, and then she played a great game, got 4th place. We can't let Haley do that. We can't let Sierra do that.
Or do they do what happened with Monica Padilla and then they just go?
Yeah, it's tough. It really is. Now, like, I don't know who I'm going to pick. I'm like, I liked my first pick in Troyzan. Tony, I just want on my team. Probably a bad pick. I have no clue now. It's like, I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to try to take, like, the people that I really like. But the problem is it's that Mana tribe, and I'm trying to take somebody from the Blue tribe.
Yeah, we're giving a lot of love to that Mana tribe.
I know. And, like, they're going to lose probably 1 or 2 challenges. Like, so I don't want to take everybody there. I mean, I'm just going to go based on, like, people that I like. And I'm going to take Andrea.
No.
Okay.
That was my next pick, and I was like, no way Phil is taking Andrea. So I'm going to have Andrea on my team. We don't ever really talk that badly about contestants. Like, obviously, we'll give our opinions. I think the only time ever you were like, I just don't like Andrea. I think that's like the only person that we've been like really kind of like we should apologize for.
Yeah, and I think I did because that was early on when like we didn't have like any following, and I just like I didn't like her game, and it's really nothing personal with Andrea. I just didn't like her game either time.
She feel like played in 2 seasons too.
So you pick her?
Aren't that well received either? Like
and
Island and Karamoa, so it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also like she played the exact same game both times. She didn't wake up till it was too late. And I think this time she's going to wake up early, but I also think that it could screw her early. But I think this time she might be out for a little bit of blood, and she might try to get rid of the big threats that she failed to get rid of in Cochran and in Boston Rob the last time. I mean, she just took too long in both of her seasons to actually play, and it frustrates me to no end because like she gets like played up as like this great strategic player, and I just don't see it. So I'm thinking that this time she's going to come out. She's going to have a little fire in there. And, how many times did I I said I picked it based on the people I like. Look, I had Aubrey in 18th going into Korong. She ends up finishing second place. I said Michelle was going to be the most boring character ever going into, last season. And she ended up being like really fun and a really good strategic player. And I was wrong on that one. So let me get this out of the way now, and I'll take Andrea. And I really didn't know who else to take anyway. And I wanted somebody from the Blue Tribe. And it could be kind of fun to root for somebody that I've kind of rooted against really hard in Karamoa.
Well, there you go. I'm just shocked that you went with Andrea. I really, because I thought
I
she
am
would
too.
never in a million years.
Not what I expected.
When that word came out of my mouth, I seriously got like a chill or something. I don't know what happened, but it happened.
Yeah. I'm in a tough spot right now. We should have snaked.
We should have snaked.
We should have snaked.
Yeah.
So I am going to go with Sierra Don Thomas, not the other Sierra. And pretty much from hearing about Worlds Apart, like the after game interviews and stuff, she could have won. Like she actually could have won Worlds Apart, and I don't think people realize that. Like she was a threat to win, and Rodney was also a huge threat to win. Like you would have won a lot. They've actually have said this before watching the jury. They would have voted Rodney even potentially over Mike. Like it's crazy how where a person places determines what their edit is. And we didn't see much of Sierra, but she get 5th place, right?
Was she 5th or 6th?
Yeah.
I think she was 5th.
I think she was 5th.
I don't remember.
And I think
you're the one who watched it.
If she makes it to the end with Dan and Will, like she's the winner of Worlds Apart. And we would see a very different Sierra edit. And I think if anyone's going to pull a Kelly Wentworth, it's going to be Sierra Don Thomas. I think Haley was actually she was a pretty, not a big part of her season, but definitely people keep lumping Haley and Sierra together as like the two not game changers. Like they're the bottom. I have Haley a tier above Sierra when in that regard. So I think if someone's like the most under the radar out of everybody here, it's Sierra, even though she lasted longer than Haley. I just think Haley's more memorable, but yeah. And I think she's strong in challenges too. And she's not threatening. So like Sierra has a very good chance of making the merge.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Sierra over Andrea, but I really am scared that she's gonna get that she's definitely gonna get the Monica Padilla. Like she's almost so unknown that I feel like when people actually try to she tries to play a little bit, they might be a little scared of it. And that's kind of what happened with Monica. I also read this really funny thing, and this is a complete side note, but somebody was saying that they hope the final 3 is Sierra, and Sari. And so the winner comes down to a spelling error.
That could honestly probably happen too, considering how many people can't spell on Survivor.
Well, and how do you know? You got the S Sierra, you got the C Sierra, and you could easily spell Sari wrong. That would be phenomenal.
That would be an incredible way to win
that's not the
and or
final 3.
lose.
I think it would be fun.
That would actually be a pretty interesting final 3.
I think so.
So yeah,
Okay.
That's it, Sierra.
Okay, good choice. So this is a good segue. Our final 3 of Sierra, and Sari. I am picking Sari because I love her. This is my Tony pick. I am already fearful because this is her 4th time playing, and the only other person is Aussie on the season. Will be their 4th time playing. But I think she's great. She's in no way, shape, or form a challenge threat. So, and she's on a tribe of, a bunch of, I guess, kind of bigger guys. So she doesn't have to worry about that. She's extremely likable. She's proven that time and time again. She can be evil when she wants to. I think she can make an alliance with anyone. And in 2 of her past 3 seasons, she's made it to the final 3 and the final 4. So I think I hope she can keep that up. I don't know. I'm a little nervous just because she's such a big name and people know her game now. But again, I think there are other bigger personalities that will be more of a concern.
I say the exact same thing I say with JT. She kind of took a hit to like her Survivor legacy in Heroes versus Villains, and I think that helps her going into the season. If she did not play in Heroes versus Villains, she is looked at as that's the girl who finished 3rd and 4th. She's insanely scary to play with. But because she played in Heroes versus Villains, gets 17th place, or was it 17th, 18th, whatever it was. I think it was 17th. She gets 17th place. It's not as it's just like she's not as threatening anymore. Like people kind of are going to forget how good Cirie is, I feel like, a little bit. They're still going to know she's like brilliant, but I think it helps.
I disagree.
Yeah, she's still she's still like a household name in the Survivor community, but she hasn't played in a handful in when was Heroes versus Villains? That's the last time she played.
Yeah,
so there's been a whole nother generation of players now.
Yeah, I disagree with both of you on this one, because with JT, he made like a blunder, like a flashy blunder. He gave away an idol to Russell that it ended up idling him out of the game. Like such a big mistake, considered one of the dumbest moves out. Like all of these things. And Cirie just got voted out early. People might not even remember that she was even on Heroes vs. Villains, or that like they're not going to care because it's an all-star season. They're going to remember her game in Micronesia. They're going to remember her game in Panama. And wow, we got
somebody's dead. Somebody's dead.
Someone's in trouble again.
Man,
Alexa, you need to move to a different city.
Yeah, Boston must be a wild place. I mean, I thought LA.
She's in New York.
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, New York is crazy. Yeah, okay.
we know.
Oh yeah, I know.
Well, here's another thing too.
Let me just finish.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Finish.
Sirens interrupt me. Look at that tribe. If let's say the Nuku tribe, they lose, like, who can you take out that is a huge threat in the game and also won't hurt you in challenges? There's only one person you can pick, and that's Cirie. That's what I really worry about Cirie, is like, if you want to, like, it's still Survivor. You still got to win challenges. If you want to keep your tribe strong, like, yeah, Ozzy is a huge threat. JT's a huge threat. Keep those. You can get rid of them later. Cirie's somebody, he's literally the weakest person on that tribe and also probably the best strategic person on that tribe. So it's just like the opposite of where you want to be. You want to be the worst strategic player and the best challenge person, so you're not threatening and they'll keep you around. She's literally, like, I think, in a really bad spot here.
What do you think, though, about her playing with JT and Ozzy, who she's had a lot of experience? Like, she's played with both of them. She played a little bit with JT, obviously, and he booted her. But she played a lot with Ozzy. Do you think this hurts her or helps her? Do you think that, like, they're going to try to come out there and almost be like, look, guys, the three of us are going to be threats because everybody's going to know who we are. We don't know who Zeke is. Debbie's not really threatening. We're on a tribe of freaking Brad Culpepper.
See,
like, do you think they say that to each other?
I think they do, but they don't have they don't have the numbers though. So you look at it, it's Cirie, JT, and Ozzy. Look who else is on this Nuku tribe, and this is why we keep picking players from the other tribe. You have Andrea, Brad Culpepper, Debbie, Sarah, Sierra, Ty, and Zeke. Like, those are the people that are going to get together and say, all right, Cirie, JT, Ozzy, boom. Like, you guys are, I mean, again, we don't know how the people are going to interact, but if I were predicting this, it's going to be tough, especially for Cirie, because she's a liability at challenges. I mean, she's not terrible, but I just don't know. Like, if I'm at that tribe, like, that's like the person I'm very worried about, and it helps me to get rid of her challenge wise.
I think Andrea ends up siding with them though, because she just always sides with the people who are great at the game.
Yeah, it's possible.
And if
it can go anyway. And these personalities have to, like, see who gets along with who, and that is why it's impossible to predict. I mean, Debbie and Brad Culpepper could just hit it off and just be like the best of friends.
Right there.
Yeah, and they're like, but like you have Ozzy and Brad Culpepper are growing down. You have like this, alliance that we wouldn't even think would be possible. So it's really hard to predict that. I'm just saying, more often than not, I think Cirie is the first boot on this tribe, or at least that's how if I were a game-changing player who's coming back for a third time or a second time, I'm like, got to get rid of Cirie.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get where you're coming from on that. And if she was on the other tribe, it would be a completely different conversation. But I love her. She's one of my favorite players. So she's my love pick.
I love her too. Yeah, it's good. I'll root for her.
Yeah, I will too. And I'll go with, since you guys are all doing your love picks, I'll go with mine, and that's Varner. I was the happiest person ever when Varner got cast for Second Chances. I love Varner. I think he's so much fun. I think he's a great storyteller. I think he's hilarious. I mean, he was so good in Australia, and he just kind of gets overlooked because he's the merge boot. And, he almost got completely forgotten. And then he gets to come out for Second Chances. And he kind of got screwed by the third tribe thing. because that really showed how weak he was going to that third tribe and having nothing, and he's older and he's weaker. But I think on that tribe, I think that because there's so many threats, even though Varner might be weaker, you try to get rid of Sierra first or Aubrey first or Sandra first if you're going for challenge weakness and not Varner, because nobody's really looking at Varner at this point as somebody who can win the game, because the best he ever finished was 10th place. He's never even made a jury. So, like, I think Varner, like, has, like, a shot to really go deep here.
I completely agree. The only thing I worry about is that, like, they saw that how hard he was playing the game in Cambodia, and, you know, a good thing he went early, but people will be, I think Varner will be on people's radars, and he isn't the strongest competitor for challenges. So, but
yeah, I'm just, if you got to choose between Varner and Sandra, you're getting rid of Sandra. I really believe
that.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's, and then this is going to be my next pick here. I'm going to go with Sandra.
I was curious if anyone was going to pick her.
Because, I mean, look, Tony and Sandra, they probably have the biggest targets on their back. But, I don't know. We said that about, Spencer in Second Chance, and he made it to the final Tribal Council. And then you look at, like, in Micronesia, Parvati went in with, like, a huge target on her back, and she goes in and she wins the damn thing. So you can be a big threat and still win. And Sandra and Tony, these are people that are, like, really good at this game. They're gonna be able to convince people. Sandra can just say, no one's gonna vote for me to win a third time. All I don't want to do is make the merge.
I'm sorry.
Jesus, what do you have your windows open? My God, what floor do you live on?
I know, yeah. I'm on the second floor and I'm on 3rd Avenue. It's like we are right in the thick of this fire.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's fun.
It's always when I'm trying to
keep going.
Yeah, you try to mute us. We have the ambulances on.
Yeah, I can mute Alexa. There we go. Yeah, okay. And so I'm just saying, I mean, Sandra, I don't think she's gonna win for a third time. I really don't. But
if she did, like, where do you go from here?
It'd be crazy. It'd be wild if she wins. I don't think she wins, but I do think she has a chance to make it far. And I want Tony and Sandra to, like, get an alliance together and run the game. And then if that happens, I want my fantasy team to, like, back that up. I want it to be right in hand. I don't want to be rooting for Sandra and Tony on my TV screen while Phil is getting all these points in fantasy. So
yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I could see Sandra, Tony, Malcolm, and, like, maybe even Sierra trying to make an alliance here because they know that they're going to be threats to go early. And, like, instead of going out and gunning for each other, they might say, look, the only way we're making it deep in this game is if we team up. Let's pull in somebody who's kind of like a bit of a strategic sheep like Caleb or Haley, that from what we've seen. And they might say, bring them in and we'll see what happens with that.
Excuse me. Yeah. I think this tribe's better suited for it. That's why I worry about Sari. The threats are on this mono tribe. If you look at it, like, you have Aubrey in there. She might want to, like, get together with Sandra and Tony because she knows she's a threat. Like you said with Malcolm, same thing. Sierra. So we'll see how it shakes out. And I think, yeah, Tony or Sandra, they might go, like, the second episode or the third episode. I think one of them at least will, like, make the merge and have a big influence on the game.
And think about it too. Sandra aligned with the person she hated the most in Heroes vs. Villains, which was Russell, and she went to the end.
Saw how that worked out for her.
Yeah, she could do that with Tony. If she doesn't, even if she butts heads with Tony, she could just do that because Sandra realizes you need to stick with people you don't like sometimes to win the game. That's why she wins.
I'm surprised that this pick is being well received by you guys. I thought you would be like, Sandra, like, that's the worst.
We're at the end of the 4th round. We're 12. We're 12 people.
I know. It's
in. I mean,
yeah.
There's only 2 people that aren't getting picked. Will, like, I'm not surprised.
Exactly. Okay.
I also think Sandra and Tony will totally get on each other's nerves, which will, 1, be awesome to watch, and 2, I think they would make an awesome alliance. If I can't get Brad Culpepper and Debbie to be an alliance, then I am going to pull for a Sandra and Tony alliance.
Yeah, Brad Culpepper and Debbie. That might be too much for my brain.
No matter what happens with Sandra and Tony, they're on the same tribe. Whether they hit it off, whether they butt heads, it's gonna be fun. Like, no matter what.
It's gonna be so fun to watch. Okay, with my 5th pick,
can we do a snake?
With Matt.
Get out of here, Will. You never
did you hear
gone.
the first letter that just came out of my mouth as you requested a snake?
I didn't hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Malcolm. I think, and now we are really depleting that the Mana tribe. There's 2 people left on that tribe that we haven't picked. I think on a physical tribe, he's up there with the physical threats, but he's not buying away the only one. He's not, not that Ozzy is the only physical threat on the other tribe, but he's a physical threat who's also very likable. He teamed up with Denise, and that was, back on his first season. And that's kind of a, not the relationship you'd expect Malcolm to have. And so I think he could get along with a good group. I think he'd get along with just about anyone. He's not the number 1 physical threat. He's on a tribe with huge personalities. Why would you get rid of Malcolm before you could get rid of Tony? I don't know. I think
he's a pretty good strategic player, Malcolm. I think he has a really calming presence. When you're on a tribe with Malcolm, I think he makes you feel comfortable, and I think that's a good pick. I like.
I'm surprised I'm surprised he lasted this long. I'm surprised Tony and Sandra. And even my Andrea pick, I'm surprised they all happened before Malcolm.
Yeah, the only thing with Malcolm is that they know he's got the golden boy, and he's not Joey Amazing, but he really, he's good at challenges. He's like very charming, very sweet, and he gets along with people. It is
You're
threatening.
Right. In that tribe, he
Joey
is.
Amazing.
Yeah, in that tribe, he is the guy who has the full package. So that could be his biggest disadvantage early on.
Yeah, but I like.
He hasn't won though.
I kind of like how you're hedging your bet. You got JT and you got Malcolm, and one of them might be the first boot on their tribe, but one of them could win. So, I like that thinking there.
Look at Alexa getting compliments from Will. This is not usual.
Oh, Joe, stop!
I compliment. I know, Phil. I give you compliments all the time.
You don't normally compliment Alexa though.
I've done. This is my 3rd podcast ever with Alexa.
Yeah, and this is the nicest you've ever been. I don't know if you learned something about yourself recently. I don't know what's going on, but you're being really nice.
Well, he knows he knows that if he's not nice to me, I'm just gonna call the ambulance every time he tries to talk and just cut him off.
I feel like she's pushing a button and it just plays the siren right in her ear. Like she's taking one for the team just so we don't have to listen to Will. Let's see here. So I got to make a pick. What do we have left here? Oh my goodness. This is absurd.
Quite the eclectic crew.
Yeah, it really is. So we got, what do we have left? We have Sarah, Debbie, Brad, Ty, Ozzy, and Sierra and Aubrey. That's all we have left, huh? That's it.
It's not a good field.
I think I know who the 2 that aren't going to get picked are. I won't say it, but I think I know.
I have a feeling too. I have a feeling also.
Yeah, I don't want to say it just so you guys don't pick one of them to spite me, but I think I know who the 2 that aren't getting picked are. I'm going to go with my winner pick from Cagayan. I'm going to go with Sarah.
Damn, we really should have
said. Will, I'm taking everybody Will wants, man. This is what you get for not taking,
Was she your winner pick for Cagayan, really?
I think I had, we do I do a little winner pick thing with my family. We do everybody, we do 10 people and everybody just picks one man and one woman each season and only the winner wins. And I picked Sarah as my woman for that season. Granted we snaked the draft. So it's really but I think
snake that draft.
We did snake that draft. I think though, I had the 2nd or 3rd pick and I took Sarah and I think Tony ended up being the next to last pick. Somebody just kind of got stuck with Tony and then they end up winning. So side note, but I'm going to go with Sarah. I think Sarah has a lot of potential, and I think she learned a lot from her season. I think she realized she trusted Tony too much. She realized she got too arrogant. She had everything that can go wrong in your Survivor season happen to her in the very short amount of time she was out there. And I think because of how hard it hit her, this could work in her favor, where she becomes better. She could really I think she can play the game. I think she got so hung up on Tony and thought people would trust her, and then she gets a power position. She's like, well, I'm in the middle here, and in reality she goes home in the greatest tribal council of all time. Still, I think after recency bias, after second chances, but I still think this is the best one. I love this. I just loved that tribal, and I really think that Sarah. Yeah, I think Sarah can do pretty well. I think the only thing that could hurt her is if she ends up on a tribe with Tony and she pulls a Jerry from All Stars, or she's like, I just want to get rid of him, and then she gets rid of him, and that's all she wanted from her game.
Yeah, I really wish I had Sarah on my tribe. I think she has a good. She could fall hard. I could see someone like Sarah getting booted very early just because they don't know her that well, and it's I don't know. It's weird. She never gave off that kind of good, trusting vibes. At least I didn't really see that. She was playing hard. She kind of has a high energy kind of bounce to her. And I think that's threatening. But I would like to have her on my team. I'm kind of bummed you picked her.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to go with the great Brad Culpepper.
The great.
Man,
He's somebody.
I wanted Brad. I thought I could get him in the last round.
No, you can't get Brad. Brad is mine.
I didn't want him.
damn.
But you guys can fight over him.
He's someone that hopefully he can learn from his mistakes. And if he can, hey, why can't Brad win the game? If he's can change, and this is going to be like I think this is going to be, I don't know, it's not second chance, but they might ham this up a lot this season. Like the people who are learning from their mistakes and everything are going to, succeed. Brad could be one of those people because he had clear mistakes that are fixable. It wasn't an overall, like Sarah, I think she has an overall vibe to her that makes it difficult for people to trust her. Brad he said things and did things that were very specific that you can learn from. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I just don't think
definitely get that.
I think Sarah's too trustworthy. Like I think Sarah in her season was like trusted by everybody because she trusted everybody. So I don't agree with that, but I think you're right with Brad.
I think
Brad has
Sarah
a lot of
plays
potential.
hard. I think Sarah plays hard. Like she's playing to win, and and I think people know that. And Brad
Yeah.
might be someone you're like, Brad was in Bloodless Water here. He's a pre-merge boot. He's good at challenges. We don't have to worry about him. We'll get rid of him at the merge. Let's win these challenges. Like Brett's compared to like Ozzy and JT on that tribe. I don't think Brett is somebody you're like really worried about, or Brad.
Yeah, I could definitely
Yeah,
see
you
him.
call him
I could
Brad.
definitely see Brad making it to the merge.
Yeah,
I get that. That's a good
I
pick.
kind of like that. I like my team now. It's coming together.
Because of Brad. You needed Brad Culpepper to like yourself.
Yeah.
I think Brad's interesting because on that tribe, like he's the strong one who's not really a threat to win. So I think like if the women and like Zeke or Ty like decide like let's get rid of one of these challenge threats, they get rid of Ozzy or JT instead of Brad because it's kind of like, well, we can just kind of drag Brad behind us. Like,
Yeah, I'm
let's take
surprised
him with
Brad
us.
fell to me at 5. Now I'm really liking the Brad.
I think it's just because we don't like him. Like I just don't. He was the one. Like I wish he wasn't on the season. And like sure, he could be really fun on
I
the
think he
season,
could
but
be
like
fun.
why did he get picked?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of weird that he's on Game Changers, And it's crazy that Sierra Don Thomas gets all the flack for like being the fan favorite. Like that's the joke of Game Changers. Sierra, what did Brad do to change the game? Sierra got 5th place. Brad, yeah, he was like a bigger character when he was out there. He didn't do anything that crazy. I mean, he got voted out early and then lost at Redemption Island. So
Yeah. All right, Alexa, your last pick ever.
Okay, with my final pick of all time.
what all time? What is this?
Oh man. Okay. I am going to pick Aubrey because I don't love anyone else who's left. I mean, I clearly have a bias towards that tribe. I think, okay, so 4 of my 6 are on that tribe, but yeah, I mean, I just really do not see the others. 3 of those 4 I do not see doing very well. I think hopefully she learned, from her, from Ko-Rong. I think she'll do well. She's likable. She played a very good game, in her first go around. I think, I don't know. I don't have a huge justification for her, but I think she can do well.
She's got the whole she was in people's memories, I think, like as being like a threat who got to the end and kind of got robbed. And I think that sticks in people's heads. So like I think that's why Aubrey falls all the way to here because she actually was pretty good in challenges and Go-Wrong. She can swim like nobody's business. Like she was actually like really, really good in the challenges, which I forgot. And I think she's actually gonna do well on this season. But like if that tribe loses 2 or 3 challenges,
She's gone.
She's still a threat. Like she's still a pretty big threat. And if they start getting down in numbers, they're going to get rid of the women like Aubrey or Haley or Sierra before they're going to get rid of Tony or, Malcolm.
Yeah, and she played so recently. That's what scares me. If she comes back maybe 5 or 6 seasons down the line and they're new threats in front of her from whatever seasons are forthcoming, she would do. I think have a really good shot to go far. This is so recent. This is
She's
the last
first season. The most recent season they've watched.
Yeah, the most recent season they've watched. This group of people, and she was kind of the strategic standout of that season. So when you said I think or you said you think who the two people that won't be picked, I thought Aubrey was going to be one of those.
No, I didn't. She wasn't one of the ones I was.
For me, it was Aubrey and one of those. So,
well, my two are still out there, and they're going to still be out there after I make my pick because I'm not going to pick one of them. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. Right? Isn't that? Yes, guys. This is like forward thinking here. I'm really unbelievable at this. So we got Sierra, Debbie, Ozzy, and Ty left, and I'm gonna go with Ty. And the reason I'm gonna go with Ty instead of Ozzy is because I could see them all sitting here saying, good, like, let's get rid of Ozzy. We don't want to play with Ozzy. Ozzy could win. I mean, Cochran just didn't ask me anything on Reddit, and he was saying, like, they did a prayer that Ozzy would have immunity going into the Final Four Tribal Council because they wanted him to win so bad. Like, people love Ozzy when they're with him, and he has, like, such a positive influence on people, and he's also, like, this huge threat and all of that, and, like, he's playing with big players now as opposed to playing with first-timers. And I really think you saw what happened in Micronesia. I think they're going to try to get rid of him quickly. And Ty, he just made a mess of the game late in the game. He just made a mess of it. So he's not coming out here being looked at as like some sort of threat. He's just kind of being looked at as like he's wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's threatening.
Yeah, we don't know if we want him in our alliance, but he's not like coming out like, oh my God, that's Ty, the strategic mastermind. Oh no, we got to get rid of him. It's like there's Ty, the guy who named the chicken and didn't give Scott his idol.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a physical threat and he's not much of a strategic threat, so why get rid of him early at the very least? So yeah, I get that pick.
Yeah, I just worry about Ty that he has this like people just know him as a wild card. Like Ty is gonna do whatever he wants. He's gonna flip back and forth. If he says he's gonna vote with you, you can't take that as truth. He like flipped back and forth and Korong like crazy after
so many times
after the swamp and after the murder. Like he just kept it going. So I worry for Ty, but there isn't that many people left that I want to pick. So
yeah, I mean, I picked him as my last pick, and it's like I was looking at Ty the whole time, just like thinking like if he's there last, I'll take Ty. But like he played, the only one on his tribe he played with is Debbie. How did him and Debbie really get along on that island?
Remember, Debbie like came up to Ty and said,
"You're in our alliance."
I want you
shaking your hand.
In my alliance.
Yeah,
let's do this together.
In that voice too.
Shake my hand.
Yeah, it was so like sudden, and I remember his confessional after like, "Why did she just come up to me? She like kind of ambushed me." Like he was terrified. It was like first thing in the morning. So like, I don't think Debbie will look at Ty really as like somebody who like, oh my God, he can win this game. I mean, she played with him and saw him as somebody like who got to the end and didn't do anything. And I also think Debbie's not going to have much influence on this tribe in terms of like who people go to for like knowledge on a previous player. Like I really don't, because I don't think they'll ever trust her instincts, to be completely honest with you.
I think Debbie's going to be treated the same way that she was in Korong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like as like everyone calls her the crazy lady, but she actually had a little bit of game in her, and then she played like a nutcase at the merge.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a Joe pre-merge though. You know, her and Joe were very strong pre-merge.
She doesn't have a Joe. She doesn't have an Aubrey. I'm looking at this tribe right now. I'm staring into their faces on Inside Survivor, and I'm looking at this tribe. Who does Debbie get along? Like, who is Debbie going to hit it off with? Like,
I have no idea.
Maybe Suri, but I
think Suri would be annoyed with her.
Suri's so calm, dude.
I know, but who like is she going to get along with Ozzy? Like I don't know. I don't see how Debbie fits in. In her season, she had the brain tribe and she was the brainiac and it was the theme and that kind of worked and helped her. This is just 10 former players, you know, mix it up, and I don't see her really falling into the majority. I really don't. It could happen. So I'm not going to pick Debbie. And
I think my biggest fear here with Debbie, sorry to interrupt you. My biggest fear with Debbie is like, is Cirie going to want to play with the people like Debbie, who she was stuck with in Panama, who were just so insane? Like she just like constantly had to be doing like damage control on Shane and Courtney. Does she really want to deal with somebody like that again? When in Micronesia, she got to play with normal, pretty normal people.
mm-hmm.
You know,
It's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I can't pick Debbie and I can't pick Sierra. I think Sierra, the way she played in Cambodia, I just rewatched that season. I like her as a player, and it was crazy how often she was telling everybody, make big moves, like play hard. I'm playing to win, like all this stuff. Like she is playing so hard, and she's kind of not that good in challenges. I think Sierra is the first boot of that tribe. I really do.
I do too.
I don't know why you would want to keep Sierra on that tribe, and it's the same thing. I think it's Cirie on the other tribe, potentially Debbie, but I think Cirie is someone you can knock out who's strategic and not good in challenges. Same thing for Sierra on that Mono tribe. She's really strategic, like loves big moves. We know this. She voted out her mom, and she's not good at challenges. So I really can't pick Sierra, and that leaves me. I'm picking Ozzy. So
yeah. And that's a damn good last pick to get stuck with. And these are the two that I thought would be left out, by the way. I thought it'd be Debbie and Sierra.
I thought it was going to be Aubrey and Sierra. But, that's what? Ozzy, is he going to win? No, I don't think so. But he can make the merge. He can win some immunities. We're doing points for immunity challenges. So,
yeah. And I think really, like, with the reason I thought Debbie wouldn't make it is because I think we're all looking at it the same way. Like, Aubrey could go deep in the game. She could make an alliance and go deep in the game. Debbie really doesn't have that feel. It just feels like she's not going to fit in. And in one of the first 2 or 3 boots, she's going to go home. And she doesn't have anybody like she doesn't have Peter on her tribe or Liz on her tribe who are so delusional and out there that people are just going to get rid of them first. Like there's like Brad Culpepper's delusional, but you also know that he's not a threat to win this game. So you might keep him around and say, let's get rid of Debbie before she stirs stuff up.
Yeah, this is a tribe of game changers. So we have Sierra on the tribe, and she's not going to put up with, she's not going to be delusional. She's a threat to win.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, Debbie and Sierra, Easton, what's her last name? Whichever one it is, it makes sense that we didn't pick her because when I look at that tribe, she screams to me first boot from that tribe. I mean, just looking at the layout, there's a lot of strong guys on it. There's a lot of threatening women. But I could see Sandra and Tony being like, yo, let's get rid of Sierra first because she's a threat and we can get rid of her now and work together as winners or something. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Sierra's doomed.
I think she really is doomed. I really do.
Yeah, I don't see her doing well at all.
Should we do a run through of our tribes and then people could comment like who came out on top of this?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at the little chat over here. I mean, it seems like everybody is like pretty like happy with all the teams, I mean, I think I'm getting the most credit, but we can do it. Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, we picked 18 people have heard of. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, let's do it. Do I have to do it? Well, I'm sure you didn't write it down, did you?
No, I don't write stuff down. That's your job.
I have everyone's written down.
Oh.
If you want me to read them.
Alexa, why don't you read yours? I'll read mine, and we'll see if Will can remember his. Will, you go first.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it.
Maybe we should snake this one.
Yeah. Will, why don't you go first? Because I want to see if you can remember without us giving you any hints. Go.
Okay. I have
in order.
Troyzan, Tony, Sierra, Sandra.
Which Sierra?
Don Thomas, Brad Culpepper, and Ozzy.
Wow, dude, you even did it in
Great
order.
job.
I'm really impressed.
That was impressive.
I didn't write anything down.
That was pretty good. I think we should do a Alexa, tell everybody what you just texted me. Say that out loud.
I think that at the end of this podcast, we should do a Twitter poll afterwards of who thinks which tribe is going to do the best out of the 3 of us, or the phantom tribe of Debbie and Sierra, because you never know.
Well, how about this? We'll do a YouTube poll and a Twitter poll.
There you go.
That. Lots of interaction.
Yeah, and if you don't follow us on Twitter and you watch our YouTube, definitely go ahead and follow us because that's when you know when we're going live. I mean, I'm sure the people actually listening now are the people who probably saw it on Twitter that we were doing this, but for people who watch this later, because it's like we have like 1,000 more people on YouTube than we do on Twitter. So if you want to like, know when we're going to be doing stuff so you can comment live and everything, definitely or follow us on Twitter and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel. So that's that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Alexa. Read them off.
All right. So do you need me to read yours too? Did you write yours down?
No, I write everything down because I know Will never does.
Okay. So my team is JT, Haley, Zeke, Sari, Malcolm, and Aubrey. And I love my team.
That's a good team. That's a really good team. I think Sari is your only terrible pick. And we predicted you're going to have
horrendous pick.
I think, you said you're going to have a lot of terrible picks. And I think you just had one. So that's pretty good.
I'll take it. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I think I have like three. I have like 3 terrible picks.
Yeah. You're Tony, Sandra, and like
Brad.
Like even
Ozzy.
like Brad or like
Brad.
Ozzy. Like they're kind of questionable. Ozzy, I get it because it was your last one. But like Tony, Sandra, Brad, especially taking Tony in the second round, it's a little questionable.
I love Tony, man.
Yeah,
I
how do you feel that over half of your tribe is quote unquote questionable?
They're terrible picks. I mean, I do it every year, and hey,
that's why he's won 1 out of 3 of these, or 1 out of 4 of these, whatever it is. Anyway, so I got Michaela, Caleb, my girl Andrea, who I love and will be rooting for nonstop for this season, Varner, Sarah, and Ty.
That's an ugly team. I don't like that.
That's the best team by far.
Team.
I really am not feeling good about that team, Phil. I think Alexa has the best team, then me, then you.
Gamer Girl says Alexa's the best, though Phil's a close second. Will has the worst team like usual.
I got Tony and Sandra on my team. I mean, hey.
I think having both Tony and Sandra could work to your advantage. Having just one would not be good.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to get both of them. Have 2 terrible picks.
All right, let's do some. You want to do some comments like on like people like tweeted at us and stuff? You want to do some?
Yeah,
Alexa,
of course.
Alexa, have you ever done comments like with both of us? I don't think you have.
I've
really-
only done it when I've done episode recaps with one of you guys. I've never done it with all 3 of us.
Well, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a like, go ahead, but I have a YouTube comment that I think we should read.
Well, why don't you start with that then?
Yeah, please.
I'm bringing it up right now. Let's see. Wow, you guys suck. Shouldn't you know your facts if you're going to do a Survivor podcast?
I don't know anything about Survivor.
That was our most recent comment 12 hours ago.
What video is that on?
Our winner rankings. Like from
Can I take a guess at who commented that?
Wait, our season rankings.
No, this is Phil. Like this is the one we did. Like I don't know, probably 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
Can I guess who it was?
Sure.
Was it GZG abuse?
No, it was crap-o laced.
Crap, lace.
Can you
GZG
say
abuse.
that
I
one more time?
apologize for assuming it was you.
Yeah. So all right, let's get the other comment.
Wow. How do you guys feel about that?
We don't know
It's
anything.
fun. I don't know.
We just
we
like
really-
talking.
Yeah, we don't know what we're talking about.
We just like hearing our voices. All right, Gamer, we got a bunch here. We're gonna read some of them, but we don't want to do too much. So we got does Gamer Girl asked, does Jeff love or hate Game Changers? In some interviews he said he loved it, and in some interviews he said he hated it. What's the vibe we got going into this, Will?
Well, Brad Culpepper's in it.
It's true.
He's not only in it, he's in it and on my fantasy team. I'm really excited.
And I'm pretty sure he was Jeff's
Jeff
number
needs
1
to
pick.
know that. We need to tell him.
I don't know what the vibes going into this season. I haven't heard much, so I don't want to. And again, like we got so much hype for Worlds Apart that ended up being a pretty like bottom tier season, and then we get like this really weird build up to Korong where it was supposedly like terrible, and then it becomes like a top 10 season. Pretty much everyone. I really haven't heard much Korong hate like on the internet at all, and I think Korong is actually better received than Millennials versus Gen X, even though we don't agree with that, as we want to go ahead and watch our season rankings. Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. We got a lot of backlash for having Millennials versus Gen X.
We got a lot of heat for that.
And it was
one.
pretty much me and Alexa. And what, Phil, you had it at 5, though, or something.
I did it at 5, and I think like the whole thing with that was people forgot that it was our opinion. Like we didn't come in and be like, "Yo, guys, this is the best season ever."
And if you don't
based
agree,
on
you're wrong.
Scripture.
Yeah.
Like this was based on like we nailed this like into we chiseled this into stone, and we said if you disagree with this, like you're just ignorant. Like we just did it on opinion, and like We enjoyed that one. Will enjoyed it the most. Alexa enjoyed it the second most. And I was reasonable, enjoyed it the fifth most. So that's just what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
we got
that.
a lot. We got a couple
Phil,
novels.
if you want to think that way, keep going.
Yeah, we got a lot of novels about how much we're stupid. So I like it.
Well, how much we're stupid.
Hey, that was a direct quote.
All right, let's get to some comments here.
All right, I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep going. Hang on. Gamer Girl asks again, do you think John Cody would have been a better choice instead of Brad Culpepper? John Cody was unfortunately cut. I mean, John Cody was all right. He wasn't that great either, honestly.
I think Brad Culpepper will at least be entertaining. I don't like him, but it'll at least be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for him. I can't wait. He might win.
I am willing to like bet money right now. Like I'm willing to make like a deal that Brad Culpepper does not win.
All right, but you got to give me.
A deal.
You have to give me like great odds. You have to give me like 25-1 if you like.
That's all you want?
Yeah, Phil. What do you give him if he wins?
I don't know.
What will get?
Well, what do you want?
No, we can bet money. Like I'll put $10, and if he doesn't win, you get $10. But if he does win, you owe me $250.
That's fine. I'll do that because he's not going to win, and I'll get $10.
All right, let's do it.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
I'm so into this.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. 25-1.
Okay.
Okay, 25-1. Somebody write that down because Will didn't. That's for sure. Alexa, write that down. You're the one who's
All
the
right.
most organized by far.
What is it? 25-1 odds that Brad Culpepper wins, and $10.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What time is it right now? It's 5:05 p.m. on the East Coast on January. Whatever.
I mean, we do have a YouTube channel that has like videos of what we're saying right now. Like this isn't good. We don't. It's like it's gonna be here. To go back
I'm going to inscribe this into stone.
Okay, good. See, that's one thing you can inscribe into stone. That's okay. All right. Next comment, we got Giovanni. We already kind of did that. He says, "How about for this prop bet game? Blank will get no confessionals in an episode." We kind of do that with people will get all confessionals in every episode. I think that's better because no confessionals in an episode. That's going to happen to like more than half of the cast by the end of this. So, you know,
I like that. I like that we're getting the ball rolling on prop bet ideas. So definitely, I love that.
We got to get rid of some. You got to mix it up.
Yeah. We'll get
and I was rewatching Co-Wrong, and Ty actually hugs Jeff, and I almost jumped out of my chair when he hugged Jeff. I was so excited.
And so does Aubrey.
Yeah, the one season we don't do the prop bet game, we get the Jeff hug. And in every other season we've done, it hasn't happened.
Well, Aubrey and Ty are both on this season, so there's a precedent for hugging Jeff.
Precedent, finally. All right, we go to. Let's see here. Well, the Gamer Girl, I think you commented like 4 times the same thing. Brooke says, having a female presence and perspective on Phil and Will is so amazing. It really doesn't go unnoticed, guys. Thank you. So, Alexa, there's some praise for you. How does that feel?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Everyone loves Alexa. Like, yeah. People don't like Phil and I sometimes.
Stop.
But
please. Go
I guess your only faux pas so far is having millennials Gen X at 2 because your opinion's wrong. That's your only mistake.
Vanuatu is by and away the best season of Survivor, and I will defend that until the day I die. I didn't have millennials versus Gen X at number 1. So, but Phil somehow warped me in with you and made us the reason that millennials versus Gen X is number 1, and that has not gone unnoticed.
That's what I do.
Well, if you had ranked Amazon higher, Amazon would have been number 1. So it is kind of.
I was told that going into this, but I don't think Amazon's number 1. So, anyways, it's neither here nor there.
Oh, it's there. It is there. All right, we got Giovanni Rihanna. Do you think JT and Sandra will target the millennials versus Gen X contestants because of what happened with Russell?
It could, but
I don't.
It's like. I don't know. I think it depends how they interact with them. It's so hard to tell. It's like if they see something Russell happning, I don't think Zeke or Michaela are like Russell all that much. So they'll be like, all right, these are players that are coming back. They don't have just because they're returning back to back doesn't mean they're like Russell, you know?
And like I said, there's no.
Okay.
Go ahead, Alexa. Oh, you.
They just said, their personalities and style of play are just so much more calmed down than his. I mean, yeah, I don't really see a correlation there.
And like I said, there's no villain title on either of them. It's just
I think that's a good point. That's the best
Yeah.
point you've probably ever.
ever made in my life.
Literally ever.
Yeah.
I've never spoken correctly before. Let's see here. Giovanni asks, who would surprise you in terms of improving their game?
Brad
This is
Culpepper.
Brad Culpepper,
He's
I was
on
about
your
to say.
team, Will.
He's someone who I totally do not believe in. And if he's not the fifth boot, I would be impressed.
Wait,
But
what was
I'm
the
not
question?
but I'm not putting any money anywhere.
What was the question again, Phil?
Who would surprise you in terms of improving their game? Like, who would surprise you if they did improve their game? And you said the guy who's on your team that you said you just made a bet would win.
I know. I mean, I'm not betting that he is going to win, but I definitely he's definitely not the
You have
most
a
likely
game
to win. But I like, yeah, well, that's true. I do like the 25-1 on Brett because there's 20 people in the season, and I think there's other people that are are just way less likely to win. Like I think Tony and Sandra and JT are all below Brett in terms of chances of winning.
Stop
I think
calling him
Sierra-
Brett. It's
He's
Brett.
not Brett.
Why?
Yeah,
I keep
you
calling him
love Brett. Brett like abuses you, and you just love him.
Yeah, Brett was great. Yeah.
So I'll pick someone who's not on my. Oh, go ahead, Will. I just
No, go. Ladies first.
I'm gonna pick someone who's totally not on my team. I would be most surprised if Debbie changed her game. We were just talking about how she'd probably play the exact same game, and I love her so much. If she won, I would not even know what I would do. But if she even slightly altered her game and went farther, that would be extremely surprising, and also I think that'd be fun to watch. So I'm going with Debbie.
Alexa, let me ask you this.
I'm gonna.
Who has a better chance to win, Debbie or Brad Culpepper?
Brad Culpepper, which is why I chose Debbie, because I would be most surprised if she changed.
There we go. This bet's looking better and better.
And I'm going to go with somebody here. And this isn't because I'm not looking at their game improving based on placement. I'm looking at their game improving based on play. And as many times as I can say it, within one podcast, I would be most surprised if Andrea improved her gameplay. But I really
She's
think
on your team.
You guys are just picking people from your team.
I would be really surprised. I know I said earlier, like, I hope she plays a different game, but like, I really could see her playing the same game again.
Okay, but
And-
the real answer
You
here.
two are the worst.
Yeah.
The real answer here is Sierra Easton. If
Yeah, it is.
somehow
Yeah, it is.
because she is just like another level of big moves. I mean, she voted out her mom, so
Big.
she's a big move queen. And if she somehow plays like an under the radar game and gets to the end and wins, that would probably be the most surprising thing.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think Sierra winning this season would be more surprising than like Sandra
Brad.
winning the season. Well, for sure with Brad,
Debbie.
but I really think that Sandra has a better chance to win the season than Sierra.
You see what I mean though about this Brad Culpepper thing? How like we keep naming people that and they all have a like they're less likely to win than Brad Culpepper, and you gave me 25-1 odds.
I'm down with it. I'm
Okay.
down with it. All right, man. Let's go to the next one. We got Giovanni. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to read ones that are like kind of cool. Let's see. Giovanni, does Ozzy even know that Suri engineered his blindside, or does he still think Parvati did it like on the show? I would hope he learned by now.
At this point,
I think he has a pretty good idea that Sari was involved in getting him out.
it's not looking good for my number 4 pick.
And that's why I think Sari's a terrible pick, Alexa.
Can you just say that one more time? Do you think she's a good pick or a terrible pick? Because I haven't been able to tell.
Yeah, it's the worst pick.
Ever.
I love Sari. I love Sari. It's a miserable.
She's a horrible pick.
It's a miserable pick.
So miserable that it's insulting.
Let's Giovanni Oriana. This is a pretty good question. Do you think Malcolm is tight with Haley and Sierra because of So Kim? Because Malcolm is dating So Kim. Is that like a natural alliance? Is this going to be like Cochran and Andrea?
Yeah. Yep.
I agree.
Okay, good question answered.
I don't think about all these connections, but that makes complete sense. Like I think Malcolm and Haley are on the same tribe. Not only do they have the So Kim connection, they're both like surfer. One's a surfer bro, one's a surfer chick.
Is that our first chick
They're
drop
just not
on
meant to be.
Phil and Will?
I think no. She's a surfer chick.
Let's see here. We got T-Rex. I fear that the hand stigma is going to come into play, leaving Zeke and Michaela on the outs from known players. We kind of touched on it already, so we don't really have to keep addressing that. But we don't think so. Giovanni says, could Debbie and Zeke get along? Zeke described himself as an old man.
I think he would get so annoyed with her. What was the which boo was it in Millennials vs Gen X where was it the Mari boot where Zeke is trying to sit on the beach just like trying to collect his thoughts and Hannah is like up his butt, like constantly pestering him?
Yes.
That is what I imagine that relationship would be like. Just 39 days of that.
Yeah.
So
I
one of
completely agree.
them's going to win.
Debbie. Actually, no, Zeke's on my team. I have to pick Zeke.
Zeke could win. Like, what if Zeke wins? He's definitely in the mix for a winner pick, I think.
Yeah, everybody's really like hurting here on like the Zeke Michaela thing being like the Russell factor. I think Zeke or Michaela have a really good shot to win this game. I really do.
Yep, I agree. Because they're just not. If you get out there, again, the best point you've ever made is that there's no villain label. And even Russell, he had the villain label and still, made it to the end. So.
Yeah. Gamer, I'll read these, okay? I get it. Fun fact, Game Change was originally supposed to be challengers versus champions. However, too many people declined.
So it's going to be winners versus non-winners.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who
said every winner declined?
How did that come out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I never
I just
heard
read
that.
it. I just read it on Twitter.
Where did Gamer Girl find that out, though, I wonder?
Yeah, what's the face?
Whoa, what was that? Alexa,
I don't
you
know.
sound like a monster for a second. That was
Oh,
terrifying.
that scared me.
Oh,
That was
so
terrifying.
nice of you.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I did. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't either, but I wasn't looking and I like almost cried.
Oh, that's your second football.
Yeah, yeah. And then Gamer Girl says, when will you be reading comments from the season rankings since you didn't have time for comments that time?
Oh, yeah. We're going to go through all of those
we
and read
have
them.
time.
We should do an entire podcast where we just read the season rankings comments and just like sit
Listen.
here with like dunce hats on and like stare at like the corner like sad and stuff.
Like,
Like
you're
it's
right.
insane.
We are really.
We should do
stupid.
that, actually. We should do that. It would be
We
like
should take the heat.
it's
Oh, I love
it's like
it.
a mean tweets thing, It's not wouldn't be
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like an original idea. People do it all the time, but it is, I think, kind of funny. I mean, some of those comments are
Especially mean
vicious.
tweet sounds hilarious. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Dude, some of those comments are so funny. And I like the people who like feel like they have to do like it's we appreciate everybody who like comes on and defends us. Like that's great. We like love that you guys like love us. But it's so funny when like the people like who like defend us and they're just like, why are you so mad at this? Like that's all they say. Like it'll be like this like 5-page novel about how dumb we are. And then all the comment is after that is just, why are you mad at them? Like that's all it is. And it's so funny. Like it's pretty funny. We read every one of those comments. We really did.
Every single one. But then the comments that talked about how stupid we were one thing. But when people would comment with their own season rankings, like I loved that because what I wanted was to debate it. And so yeah, that's a little nicer than you guys are horrible.
Yeah.
And you should
I mean, I
sit in
read-
the corner and think about what you did.
I read some of the commenters' rankings, and they're all idiots. Their opinions are wrong.
They're
so
extremely
stupid. Why do they
They're
even
so
like
dumb.
Survivor? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I responded to Aaron Kahns and like gave him like a really like big like uptick on that. And like I didn't mean it, Aaron. Okay. I was trolling you. I didn't mean it at all. But no, Aaron's actually
Phil Wood
you-
internet troll.
if you want to see a very unique list, look at Aaron Kahns. I don't think I've ever seen a list anything like that. That's a shout out for him. I don't know why I'm giving him such a I just felt like I had to because it's a very
Giving him
weird list.
traffic.
Yeah, it's a very unique list. It really is. We have MS. What do you think of the phrase from the preview? One of the biggest move in the history of the game was related to. I don't know if that's asking if like
Had
I-
Jeff
it's like
already said that, or is that something he
One
said
of
in
the
a different-
biggest moves in the history of the game. I think it was for Suri and the Eric immunity necklace. I think that's what it
Yeah,
was.
I feel like it's something that's been said before. I think it's not from this season.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think it was just like in reference to something and like I don't know. Did anybody see like on the Survivor Reddit where somebody posted like Survivor Marquesas was voting out their mom before it was cool when they all voted out Patricia and it just said mom on the card?
Mom.
How come that never gets credit?
Yeah, and Todd did it too.
Yeah. Why didn't
Yeah.
this get credit? You know?
I don't know.
God.
Lots of poor moms getting voted out left and right.
Left and right. All right, this is the last comment. It's from T-Rex. If Brad wins Game Changers, my mind will be blown. That will be a major upset for so many reasons, given the cast. And yeah, if he wins, Will's walking out here with $250.
Can we go through and try to name all the people that have a lower chance than Brad of winning?
Debbie.
If you want.
I think
Debbie and Sierra.
Debbie, Ozzy, Ty. He can't put together a final tribal council speech. We saw him try.
We watched.
Yeah. We have, I think Tony, Sandra, and JT. I think that's going to be really difficult. So that's already 7.
Is this go farther than him or beat him in a final tribal council?
No. This is like just chances overall of winning.
Oh, okay. I was like,
so they have to get to
Sandra could probably beat him in a final tribal council.
Oh yeah, I think all these people could beat him in a final tribal council, but can I don't think Sandra's getting to the end. Tony's not getting to the end. I don't think JT gets to the end. And then those others, Sierra, Debbie, Ty, Ozzy, I think that's 7. Aubrey's gonna have a really tough time. Did we already mention it? So that's 8. I think there's 8 people. And then Malcolm too. That's 9. So there's probably, I don't know, probably 9 people, I would say, that are.
No, but I disagree with that. And this is based on every argument hang on one sec. This is more important.
Standing by.
But I think this goes against every argument Will has ever made in his entire history of this show. Is every time we do like a non-winners ranking or something, he always says, well, if they got to the end, they would have won. Therefore, they're a better player. There's no way Brad Culpepper who does Brad Culpepper sit at the end next to and beat? Tell me who he sits at the end next to and beats.
Look, this is based on Brad Culpepper.
Brad Pepper.
Pick
the pickled peppers, man.
If he wins, I'm not saying he's going to win by playing the same game he did in Blood vs. Water. He's going to have to realize his mistakes, improve his game, and change. And if he does that, then yeah, he has a chance. I'm not saying that he can win just because there's so many other threats around. He's going to have to play a great game to win, obviously. And I think there's a chance of that happening. But you look at someone, like Malcolm. Of course, Malcolm is going to do better in a final tribal council from what we've seen of both of those characters. But we had Brad Culpepper on our TV for 5 episodes, 6 episodes? With Redemption Island, I kind of forget. I don't know. Maybe it was, 5 or 6 episodes. That's not that much. And that was how many years ago? 4 years ago? He can say, hey, I need to play better if I want to win this game. And
I just don't know who he sits next to and beats.
He could look. You look at Stephanie LaGrossa. She got to the end in her second season, and she lost. And that's a fan favorite threat. Everything that we're talking about with a lot of this cast, you can come back a second time.
But she didn't lose to a Brad Culpepper. She lost to Danny.
Yeah, well, we don't know what Brad Culpepper is bringing to the season
Brad Culpepper is the new Danny Boatwright.
Are you trying to say that Brad Culpepper is going to do a complete 180 and be the hero of this season, Will? Is that what you're trying to convince everybody of right now?
No, this isn't like a bet that I don't think he's going to win, but 25-1, I think that's about right in his chances to win.
I guess, man. I mean, that's fine. I'm so happy with this bet.
It's
$10 too. Like it's so like $10. Like, I mean,
I'm making dumb bets for $10 every day.
I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say I have like a ton of money or anything, but it's like $10 to win 250. Hey, I like it.
I mean, I just make those bets all the time. 25-1 odds. I just throw $10 on all of them. Every single 25.
Well, if you had true 25-1 odds and you did 25 of those bets, you would bet $250 and win 200. Lose 250, win 250. So it would even out.
That's almost like a waste of time.
It's a little too much math going on.
Yeah, that's why you do one bet and you pick. All right, I like the spot. I like the 25-1. I should have done 30-1. You probably would have hopped on it.
I know. Yeah,
that would have been
see
so
how
exciting.
high we could have gone on this.
I would have seriously. I would have done like 100-1 and been totally fine with it.
Oh my god!
I could have been handing you $1,000.
Oh, now I don't like this bet.
Brad Culpepper's going to end up winning this game, and I'm going to hate myself. We'll start a Kickstarter for Phil to pay Will.
Yeah, we should have done a snake draft.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I mean, that's really about it. I mean, I know there's so many questions in the comment section in the live chat, but like it's so hard to go through. It's really hard. But really, I mean, we covered it. We're gonna do like another we're gonna hopefully they announce the cast soon. We're hoping like like if they announce the cast next week, we'll probably do a cast assessment then, like a little cast assessment, whatever, like a little breakdown thing. We have like a plan sort of. And then if that doesn't happen next week, it probably won't be till after Valentine's Day, just because I'm not going to be here. So I'm just saying that.
What am I going to do
Oh,
without
what are
you?
you doing on Valentine's Day?
No, I'm not going to be here for the whole week. I'm going to be on a plane for 14 hours on Valentine's Day. So yeah, I'm going to have a great Valentine's Day. But so if the cast gets announced after this week, you probably won't hear from us for a little bit with that. We're still trying to reschedule the Chris thing. And other than that, I mean, well, hopefully they announce this cast soon so we can really start. Like, this was fun. This is like the first time we really talked about the season.
Yeah, and I had this was like one of the more fun times I've had podcasting, because usually I just have to talk to Phil and it's like a chore. And this was a lot of fun.
I mean, I noticed at about halfway through, I was like, I'm not talking as much as them, but it's because I enjoy watching you two argue, and then I say something very down the middle, and it shuts everyone up, and then we move on.
Yeah, you like pick Sari to be on your team or something.
And everyone can gang up. Everyone can gang up on me for that.
I like that. She picks Sari to be on her team. There we go.
Watch Sari win, and I'm just like,
Sari's gonna win. I should have put money on Sari winning.
I'll give you.
Yeah, why don't you make a bet with Phil?
Let's do 25 to 1 on Sari winning.
Sari versus Brad Culpepper in the final two.
No one
Who
can
wins?
say his name.
Why can't anybody say Culpepper?
Or Brett or Brad. I mean, it's tough.
Okay, Brad Culpepper.
Yeah, I mean, it's
versus
Brett
Sari
Pepper.
Fields in a final two. Sari wins 10-0.
Yeah, Sari's
happens.
not. They're not going to let Sari go because I think she'll be the first boot on her tribe.
Are we getting a bet here or
Do
no?
you think it's a terrible pick that I picked Sari?
Do you want to do 25 to 1, Alexa? So
Uh,
you'll pay me $10 if she loses. I'll pay you $2.50 if she wins.
yeah, let's do 10 to 1 or 25. Oh my God, 25 to 1 if Sari wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right,
So
internet
now
shake.
I don't think. Yeah, internet shake. Now I can just tell everybody this. I just got a free. Unless Sari wins, I
I'm
just got
writing
a free
this
bet. A free bet on Brad Culpepper winning the game. That doesn't cost me anything unless Sari somehow wins. I just
All right,
I just
$10, 25
bamboozled
to
you
1
guys.
Yeah, no, you did, and it really doesn't affect me. I was going to tell Alexa not to do this. I almost feel like I'm playing like a really bad game of Monopoly right now, where like you see the trade happening that you know is going to ruin the game, but you can't really. You don't want to ruin it by being the one who's like, don't do that. Let her make her own decision. Terrible decision.
Or
Well,
Phil,
no,
you
it was
could make
fine
it
for both of you.
messier, and you pick someone. You pick someone ridiculous, and we make this like a sick triangle of a final three.
Of nobody can lose money. Who would I pick
Yeah.
though?
Grab.
There's plenty of people.
I like this, Alexa. I think this could be fun. A triangle.
I
bet.
think this is fun.
Well, so do I get 25 to 1 odds no matter who I pick?
Well, no, it could
Yeah,
be
because-
it could be 200 to 1. You could pick Ty.
I mean, yeah, that's
Pick
true.
Andrea.
Oh, I'm picking. I was gonna say Andrea.
She's like 10 to 1. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I
With this
can't do that.
cast?
We're going low. If it's Andrea,
What does
if it's
that
Ty,
mean?
We're going
What does that
25.
You don't get to pick like,
Well, who can I
Troyzan
have for
or
25 to
Haley.
1?
Well, talk about it. We'll pick
Will
someone.
Will and I both picked people from our team. So should we keep it at that?
Well, yeah, and you both picked your most questionable picks, and my most questionable is 150 million% Andrea.
Well, her odds are like
Wait,
8 to
Ty
1.
is way more questionable than Andrea.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
no
but
way.
Ty was my
Trying to
last pick. I didn't
argue
make it. That wasn't really a pick. You guys got to do
It
Brad in the
was a
5th
pick.
round and Sari in the 4th. You got to give me
Not
like
how
I
this
just
works.
I picked such a good team that like you guys can't
No,
even
you
find a
didn't.
bad pick I made. Then give me a bad pick that I made. Give me
No,
25
this is
to 1
on
odds
you, man.
somebody.
Ty,
This is
He
on-
was my last pick. It was between Ty, Ozzy, Debbie, and Sierra.
I don't think it has to be
you
any.
could have picked Ozzy.
I don't know, man. I think
Yeah.
that you guys are pretty much learning. I picked a great team. Like I think that's what happened.
I picked buying away the best team.
I think Alexa picked the best team.
Wow.
You
This
hear
is
that?
fun.
And I have
She did go
Sari on
first,
my
though.
team. I have terrible pick Sari on my team, and I still have the best team.
That's
That
what
was-
I mean. Like
that was a bad pick.
Alexa picked Sari as the 13th pick in this draft.
Phil,
Or no, the
stop trying to
10th
make this about someone who's not you. Pick your person.
I'm trying, but this is what I'm saying. That was
But
her
it
pick.
doesn't
That was
have
the
to be
10th in
from-
the draft.
Let's not.
So like if I
force
take
us to
Ty,
be-
that's so far down.
No, I know. We don't have to force you to. It doesn't have to be on your team.
Can I use Varner? Varner could be 25 to 1, right?
No, he's like 12 to 1.
12 to 1. Where are you coming up with
Wait,
these
you
numbers?
whipped
Varner
that
can't
number
even
out
walk.
so fast.
Varner can't even walk.
I bet a lot. I know these odds. You know.
You know them.
Mhm.
He's Las Vegas.
We got people in the chat saying just stop arguing and choose a bet.
Yeah, come on, Phil.
I
Well, I'm
thought
trying to
I was
find
gonna
somebody
be
who's
here.
25 to 1. You guys won't give me anybody.
Okay, let me look through. I can find a 25 to 1 for
But
you.
Ty is not as much fun
No,
as
no, he's
Brad.
not. No, I know. Ty's not. He's
Or
like
Ty-
200
I
to
think
1.
Ty is a lot.
It's
Well, then I
gotta be
might
one
do
of
that.
those people. How about Malcolm?
No,
No, no, I don't want
he's
Malcolm.
mine.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
Alexis team.
No, it doesn't matter by teams. I'm trying to find someone who's 20. Malcolm's about 25 to 1.
Where are you
what about
looking at this?
Sierra?
Are you on Gold Derby?
Up here, bro.
What about Sierra?
Sierra
Which
Easton.
Sierra?
She's like
That would be like
Oh, yeah.
5,000 to 1.
no. She's sitting at 280 to 1, and the other
Where's
Sierra,
that?
the other Sierra is sitting at 9 to 1.
I love these random numbers
They're
that
not
you're
random.
just throwing out there. No, they're
so
completely
random.
random. They're
They're
so
based
random.
on my immense knowledge of Survivor.
Immense.
Immense.
Actually, wait.
Also, the person with the immense knowledge of Survivor picked Brad Culpepper before Ozzy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
No, remember, actually,
Somebody
I
just
don't
broke
have an
into
immense-
Alexa's home behind her.
I
Yeah.
don't have an immense knowledge, actually, because I forgot about Crapola. Wow, you guys suck. Shouldn't you know your facts if you're going to have a Survivor podcast?
True. We don't know our facts. This is our fault.
We just make stuff up on the spot. What Will is doing right now with these odds is what he does with Survivor things. He has not said one thing that he actually knows for fact. He just says things.
What are you talking? Do you not agree
Okay,
with
guys,
the odds
guys,
I'm
guys,
tossing out?
guys.
These are all really reasonable odds. Like they really are.
Guys, let's give the people what they want, which is Phil's pick.
Okay,
Well,
does
okay,
it
I
has
wanna
to be
take-
25 to 1.
Here's what I want to do, though. I want to take somebody from my team. So give me somebody I can take from my team. I got Michaela, who's not going to be 25 to 1. Caleb,
Not Michaela.
Andrea, Varner,
not-
Sarah, and Ty.
Those are the only
What about
person.
Sarah?
Sarah is she's sitting like 11 to 1.
See, you're proving I picked the best team, Will, because I don't have that 25
I
to
really
1
don't
guy
think
that I
it's-
picked.
Yeah, but you have Ty, who's just like he's like in outer space.
I would be okay with you picking anyone other than Michaela or Jeff Varner.
I'm
Why
not.
not Jeff Varner?
Varner, I can give you 12 to 1 for Varner. Oh,
I'm not doing 12 to I want 25 to
Will.
1. That's what I want.
Will, why don't you
Alexa,
go through Phil?
Alexa,
why
why
don't you
don't
go
you
through-
say it?
wait,
Why
why
don't you
why,
let me have a 25 to 1?
Why it doesn't have to be from your team? This is separate from the fantasy game. This is like a third. This is a set completely separate. Just because our two Alexa and I bets happen to be.
Okay, Will, here's my question. Who do you have at 25 to 1 because you have the immense knowledge of Survivor and Phil and I don't?
Yeah, I said Malcolm. He's at 25 to 1.
That's the only other person who's at 25 to 1.
Aubrey is about 25. She's actually like 30 to 1. Aubrey.
Okay, Aubrey could be a good one.
He's 30 to 1 though. We don't want to give Phil 30 to 1. We could do 30 to 1.
Is Malcolm the only 21 that you have?
Yeah, he's the only one left. I guess JT. JT is another 25 to 1.
Can I take can I take Aubrey to show that, like, even though I really, really love Michelle, I still like want Aubrey to win a game? Like, is that okay?
Yeah, and we'll give you
stamp
25
of
to 1.
approval.
You give me the 25 to 1 even though it was 30 to 1? I don't get that.
Yeah,
That's
she's
big.
not gonna win.
All right,
So we don't have
guys,
to worry
we
about it.
have this.
So that one's with Alexa though, right? So like I would have to pay Alexa 10, Alexa pays you 10, and then you pay me 10 if none of these people win.
Yeah, that's between you two.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
So really, me and Alexa should have decided who the 25 to 1 was. You shouldn't have even had a say. You were the guy from the
okay with
Monopoly
Aubrey.
game who ruins it.
Yep.
No, I'm very good
Exactly.
with
And I was.
But you
not-
were good with Sarah, and I would have rather done Sarah.
Yeah, but Sarah's 11 to 1. That
pick
would not be
Sarah.
fair.
Wow,
You know what?
Sarah 11 to 1?
Yo, Alexa, are you okay with it being 25 to 1 if I say Sarah?
No,
I want
Alexa,
Sarah because he's on your team. I mean, she's on
Yeah,
your
okay,
team.
I'm doing Sarah.
Oh my God, Alexa.
No, Will,
she-
you're
that's the terrible bet, Alexa. That's worse than your
I
three
don't
pick.
think. Whoa. I don't know, Will. I am comfortable with this decision. You guys can rip me on the comments if you want, but Phil,
Sarah
Everybody
is
just
a-
wants Will to stop talking.
I mean, Sarah's 11 to 1.
But I'm
All
getting
right.
the 25 to 1 odds. I found a really bad bookie or whatever it ends up being, and she
You
gave me
did. You
25 to
found a
1.
really
So
bad
whatever.
bookie, yeah.
Yeah, horrible booking. Terrible.
Oh man.
So there we go. Should we end this travesty? We just talked for 20 minutes. About
I just have one more thing I gotta say to Alexa because that bet was. I mean, wow, you suck. Shouldn't you know your facts if you're gonna have a Survivor podcast? I just wanted to say that.
We should
You're
change
right,
our slogan.
Like on the
We
like on
should.
the
We
Phil
have
and
to-
Will in the Survivor logo, just be like, you suck and don't know your facts and should not do a Survivor podcast.
Mhm.
Like we should put that quote. We have the two friends obsessed. Well, now we have 3 people and we don't know facts. That was
All
fun.
right.
This
That's
was
what happens when you have a third
This has
person.
been a lot of fun, but we are now just
We
like
gotta cut this off.
letting it just ride.
yeah, I love it. So yeah, that was a great time. I hope you all enjoyed listening to us have a really good time and then just talk nonsense for 20 minutes. Because I think we all enjoyed it.
Well, yeah. Now that
really
we're putting
do.
the podcast into iTunes, it for some reason cuts off the last, I think, maybe minute. So that's good. We talked nonsense for a while.
Thank God.
Yeah, and I hope that like we cut it like enough here so that like people are just about to hear who my pick is and it gets cut off on the iTunes. that would be something like, whoa,
I
who's
really-
really gonna
I
pick?
can't
And it cuts
believe-
off.
Like,
I now want Aubrey to win so badly. I want Aubrey to just like run the show, win unanimously, have it be like obvious that she's the winner, and you're just kicking yourself. You could have gotten $250.
just kicking myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, there's an ambulance. Sorry, someone just honked their horn outside.
oh my God.
Yeah, I
You need to
didn't hear
move,
what you had to say,
Alexa.
Well, I do need to move.
You need to move.
In non-Survivor topics.
Yeah, you need to get somewhere else. All right, so like keep an eye out on Twitter for Chris because we are in the midst of doing that. If the cast gets announced tomorrow or Tuesday, keep an eye out because you might see us soon. If not, keep an eye out because we might just say hi every now and then, but there could be a little bit of a hiatus there. Correct, Will? Correct?
Yeah. And then everything, subscribe, follow Twitter, like the video, comment, do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, have a good time with it,
Have a ball.
All right. So we don't know when we'll see you, but we'll see you. Thank you for listening and watching. Phil, you got anything else?
No, what about Alexa?
Alexa, you got
I
anything
think
else?
I think Brad Culpepper was a terrible pick, but that's all I got.
All right. We'll end on that. I'll let that one